Eala falls to Wang at ASB Classic Semis. Manila, Philippines, Filipino tennis ace Alexandra Alex, Eala fell to Chinese Wang 7-5, 5-7, 4-6, at the ASB Classic semifinal in Auckland, New Zealand on Saturday. World number 53 Eala couldn't convert her match point in the ninth game and paid for it dearly in a battle that lasted for 2 hours and 48 minutes. Coming back from a 1-5 deficit in the first set with 6 straight games won, Eala tried to replicate her magic in the deciding set but fell just short, with her last 2 returns being too long that clinched it for world number 57 Wang. Eala rises to new career high in WTA live rankings. Eala trailed at 1-5 anew in the third frame but won 3 straight games to make things interesting, but her fight back just wasn't enough. Auckland echoes. The battle, the magic, the almost. In the golden hush of Auckland's late summer twilight, where long shadows stretch across the blue courts of the ASB Classic, a story unfolded that would be whispered in tennis circles for days. This was not merely a semi-final match. It was a collision of wills, a duel of grit, and a testament to an emerging star's heart. On Saturday, January 10, 2026, Alexandra Alex Eala, the proud Filipina rising through the WTA ranks, stepped onto the court with fire in her eyes and ambition on her shoulders. Her opponent, Wang Xinyu, a seasoned Chinese competitor known for her tenacity, strength from the baseline, and a resume of big match experience. The undercurrent, what this match carried. This semi-final was more than just a step toward a WTA final. For Alex, it was the first major test of her season, a chance to marry last year's breakthrough with new momentum. She had come off a spectacular 2025, breaking into the top 100, claiming a WTA 125 title, and electrifying fans from Manila to Melbourne with her daring shot-making and fearless mindset. Across the net, Wang waited with her own story of consistency and rising promise, a dynamic mix of powerful ground strokes, experience on tour, and the calm temperament of a veteran. According to her career's arc, she was no stranger to pressure. The starting gong, set 1, redemption and rally. From the outset, the match was a narrative of contrasts. Wang burst out of the blocks like a storm, crisp forehands, relentless depth, early precision. Before Eala found her rhythm, she faced a 4-0 deficit, an ominous start few would have predicted given how she had dominated on earlier days. Yet, inside that deficit lay the first hint of thunder. With every rally Eala clawed back, stay, stride, sprint, she drew the crowd into her orbit. Like some great underdog in a classic film, she fought, bite by bite. Each game felt compressed with possibility. Moments that seemed small, a perfectly executed drop shot, a running backhand down the line, became turning points. And then it happened. From 0-4 down, Alex roared back. Game by game she erased Wang's early advantage, until finally she stole the first set, 7-5, clutching each point as though destiny itself was at stake. Set 2, the pendulum swings. Players trade joy and agony during matches. That's tennis visceral law. And so in the second set, the crowd watched a pendulum swing. This time it was Wang's turn to seize control early. She surged ahead, breaking serve, dictating baseline rallies with clever anticipation. But Eala, already a gladiator in this encounter, refused to melt away. She clawed back, moment by moment, until she stood on the verge of victory, with match points flickering like fireflies in the summer dusk. But sport, like life, is unforgiving. With every fragile inch you gain, there is risk. Wang found a seam, seized it. She reeled off 4 straight games to snatch the setback, 7-5. The match was no longer 2 sets, it was open, and it was aching. Set 3, a symphony of heartbeats. And so came the decisive act. In the final set, Wang broke early. The scoreboard read 5-1, and in most arenas that would feel like a verdict. But not here. Not this night. Not for Alex. Her body had begun to feel it. The long rallies, the sheer physical toll, and a niggling back discomfort that crept up in critical moments. Still her feet moved. Her forehand stayed sharp. Her heart beat fierce. In a stunning countercurrent, she ripped off 3 straight games, racing back into the set and into contention. The scoreboard read 5-4, and the stadium buzzed with an electricity usually reserved for grand finals. But in sports, and especially in tennis, moments are microscopic. A single missed volley, a slightly long forehand, a judge's call, that's all it takes to tilt fate. At 5-4, Wang held serve, and then more. With grit and poise, she closed the match, 7-5, 5-7, 6-4, a scoreline etched with the sweat, resolve, heartbreak, and brilliance of competition. The aftermath, lessons etched deep. In the hush that followed, neither champion nor challenger needed many words. Eala's expression carried the weight of "so close yet so far," a line she even echoed later on social media. And yet, any thinking fan could see beyond the loss. This wasn't failure. It was proof that Eala could mix it with seasoned pros on a big stage, grind point after point over nearly 3 hours, and push a relentless opponent to the brink. She walked off that court not defeated, but battle-hardened, elevated, and breathtakingly alive to possibility. Wang herself acknowledged the drama of the night, calling it a crazy battle from start to end, describing Eala as an absolute fighter. What this means next? Though the ASB Classic trophy eluded her, the ramifications of this run are far from small. Eala earned valuable WTA points, bolstering her ranking as she approaches bigger stages like the Australian Open. She proved, not just to critics, but to herself, that her medal belongs at the highest tier of competition. The world saw a match that will be remembered not for the final score, but for the story inside every game, every break point, every swing. And where the narrative goes next is already forming. For Alex, there are other tournaments on the horizon, fresh draws and new dreams. For Wang, a chance at an ASB Classic title awaits. A final word. In the grand lexicon of sport, some matches are remembered for perfection. Others are remembered for heart. This was the latter. In Auckland, under lights, before an expectant crowd, Eala didn't just play a tennis match. She lived one. And that, more than any final result, is the true story.